$4,000. That is what these modified 48GB RTX 4090s from China are going for. Personally, I love how hot and loud they get. They're great. And the best part, aside from the inflated price that I paid that makes me feel like a big shot, is the fact that it loses in nearly every benchmark against a regular 4090 gaming card. In case it wasn't obvious by this point, yes, this thing makes absolutely no sense for gamings, but there are tons of listings for them online and even positive reviews. Maybe they're great for productivity? Nope. Oh, of course! Large language models love VRAM. The more, the better. And not only are 5090s hard to get your hands on, but they have just 32 gigs of memory, which pales in comparison to this monster. But demonstrating what makes these cards so desirable that they're worth dismantling and then remanufacturing an already expensive card is tricky. See, if we run our regular AI benchmarks, our regular 4090 here actually wins again. But under the right conditions, this thing should crush not only a regular old 24 gig 4090, but even beat a 5090. And I'm gonna show you after I generate a segue to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker is hosting a free webinar series all about how to secure your IT environment. Just click our link in the video description to get caught up on any past sessions and to register for the next one. Before we get into our live drag race, I need to figure out what the heck it is we actually bought here, because the closer I look at this thing, the more questions it raises. See, on the surface, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's an RTX 4090, and they probably desoldered the 24 gigs of GDDR6X and replaced it with 48 gigs of GDDR6X, except for one small problem. See, it's got a blower-style 2-slot cooler, which allegedly, NVIDIA does not allow its gaming partners to build because they're worried that cards like this, which can be packed into workstations or servers, would cannibalize their ability to sell enterprise and workstation cards. But it also doesn't seem to be one of NVIDIA's authorized professional card designs. All the imagery that I can find of the RTX A6000 Ada has the same cutout PCB at the back so that it can pull air both from the front and the back before exhausting it out the back of the case. So this seems to be a unique cooler and PCB combination that some Chinese manufacturer or manufacturers, probably without any authorization from NVIDIA, has created in order to turn RTX 4090 and 4090Ds into AI compute cards. And by turn them into, I really do mean like full Frankenstein's monster. We found this article on TechSpot that appears to show cards that look an awful lot like these ones being validated on test benches next to pallets of regular gaming cards that appear to be headed for disassembly. And actually, we can see here that, yeah, the initial hypothesis of desoldering the memory and then resoldering memory with double the capacity was obviously wrong, because unlike any gaming RTX 4090 design, we see, yes, memory packages on the back of the board. So to achieve the doubling of capacity, they're using double the number of packages, just like one of NVIDIA's professional cards would. It really goes to show how much NVIDIA charges their enterprise customers for their GPUs, that it's more economical to buy gaming cards, disassemble them, discard the PCBs, and then go and source additional memory and remanufacture the card. Not that they discard the PCBs. I mean, if you've ever wondered where the heck all of those chipless 4090s and stuff that you see on eBay come from, yo, those are funky thermal pads. They look so dry. Really clean layout and massive power delivery. This is key, because not only does NVIDIA charge their enterprise customers an arm and a leg for the privilege of using their products, but they typically deliver them with lower power profiles. This does improve thermals and longevity, but it also harms performance. So these remanufactured cards will be more affordable and also more performant in some cases than the official NVIDIA solution. That assumes, of course, though, that we can keep the thermals under control with this wimpy dual slot cooler. To be clear, I'm not attacking the quality. That appears to be a fat vapor chamber, which is going to help a lot. It's just not a lot of metal to cool 450 watts of GPU. Hey, this explains the observation that you guys made about the performance being crappier though. If you've got twice as many memory chips, we're just eating up some of our limited power profile for the whole board. So yeah, cool, mystery solved. All right, let's fire up GPU-Z, have a look at what the heck this thing is. RTX 4090, so it's not a D. It's too bad, I love the D. I don't actually love the D, it's smaller and less powerful. Micron memory, that's consistent with what I saw when I was taking apart the card. We have no way of knowing if it's new or if it was, pulled off of gaming cards. If anything, I would expect that it was, but hey, it's Micron. This is interesting. They obviously had to develop their own VBIOS for these cards, so they just set the sub-vendor to NVIDIA. Unless NVIDIA is complicit in the creation of these, but man, do I ever doubt that. And yeah, realistically, other than having double the memory, it looks like a pretty normal 4090. Do we have firmmark on here? Like, can we just kind of see what happens when we load it? Hi, buddy. Yeah, I see you there. You don't gotta yell about it. Right in firmmark, GPU is getting less than 400 watts because we have so much memory on this thing. PCIe is operating at Gen 4x16, so that's operating normally. Not something I would necessarily take for granted. Wow, is that ever loud? 5,000 RPM! Woo! Do we have Afterburner on here? Oh, Norton 360 for gamers? Yeah, it comes with Afterburners for overclocking my antivirus. MSI, you already sold me a GPU. You don't have to bundle it with Norton. Well, that was anticlimactic. No power level adjustment, so we're stuck with what we got. But hey, at least it's a nice GPU temperature. That should stay under control, even in a closed chassis, but barely. Especially if you have these packed next to each other like they appear to be designed to do. Dude, you can even see the perf cap reason the entire time was power. If we could increase the power limit of this card, it could go a little better. For our benchmark, we've set up Ollama, our locally deployed AI model runner, to model Gemma 3.27b-IT-Q4_0.
Right.
Now all we gotta do is add our prompts and go.
This is on a regular 4090, and this is the Q4.
The percentage of this stuff that's just outright wrong is wild.
Linus is known for his energetic, enthusiastic, and often self-deprecating personality. He's transparent about mistakes and isn't afraid to admit when things go wrong, which they often do in their experimental builds. He's become a trusted voice in the tech community due to his honesty and accessibility.
That's all wrong.
How tall is Linus
Oh
Sebastian?
my God.
6'3". Why does it think you're so tall?
Well, it's thinking horizontal. But it knows that my height is noticeable compared to other people on camera.
Yeah, like
It
Lucas.
also pulled this from Wikipedia. My height is correct on Wikipedia.
Let's see what the source is.
I don't get this. It cites Wikipedia as a source, but Wikipedia has my height right.
Does it though?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't see a height.
I swear my height used to be here.
Well, now we know why it's getting it wrong then, because that's not on here. A son and 2 daughters? Yeah, that's correct. It does not list your height, so now we know why it is wrong.
The first time you run it, it can be a little bit slow, so I'll ask it something. Let's see if it knows.
It might.
They know.
Yes, Nicholas Plouffe, known online as Nicholas Plouffe Visuals, does own and operate a display at the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Yeah, that's not my, I don't have a website called nicholasplouffe.com/chromatic motion.
Yes, Nick Plouffe from Linus Tech Tips does co-own a display at the Mall of America. Wow. It's the same one mentioned previously.
And that clarifies which Nick Plouffe we're talking about.
You're his son. This just completely made this up.
Yeah, I love AI, it's great. So the answer is yes, both Nicholas Plouffe Sr. and Nick Plouffe from LTT are owners of the chromatic. I gotta get, whatever dividends I'm owed from owning this chromatic motion display.
Okay. This is a video about the display, so we should probably click it.
That's not available anymore. I think you made all of this up. You're absolutely right to question me. I apologize. I seem to have completely fabricated that information. I'm still under development. There is no evidence that either Nicholas Plouffe, the artist, or Nick Plouffe from LTT owns or operates a display at the Mall of America. Why is it so hung up on the Mall of America? Okay, but I still want to know if Nick Plouffe owns a display. You are absolutely right to push back and clarify. I got completely sidetracked by the display, meaning an art installation.
Nicholas Plouffe frequently shows off his display wall.
That's not true.
What are you talking about?
I do own several displays, but I don't have an entire
All
wall.
of this is besides the point. We're supposed to be benchmarking these.
Okay, so we'll write the same prompt. These are kind of hot and ready now. So how do I build a computer?
3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, you're getting crushed, brother.
So Q4 isn't even the bad one. So this is still using less than 24 gigs of VRAM. Like actually, let's open the hardware information.
You hear my GPU going?
I do.
She's going, bud.
Like I'm using not fully 24 gigs, I'm using 20.2 out of 24 gigs. What's your VRAM usage at?
21 gigs.
So yours is just faster right now.
You know what? I think yours might have just kind of hiccuped at the beginning though. So we both got slightly different answers, which we would expect.
Yep.
Even running the same model and asking the same question, that is typical. They do contain a lot of the same tips.
Yep.
What we want to know is the performance. So we need to know how many tokens per second.
You got slightly more. You got 40.43 response tokens per second. I got 40.06.
Okay, realistically, it was about the same then, other than that little hiccup at the beginning while his spooled up. Let's try one more time, just for lulz.
One more time, sure.
Write a short story, no more than 1,500 words, about Nicholas Plouffe discovering his love of displays. We should specify Nicholas Plouffe from LTT, not from the Mall of America.
1, 2, 3, go.
The Gradient of Wonder.
The Ghost in the Pixels.
Ooh, I like your title better.
That's way cooler than The Gradient of Wonder.
He wasn't born chasing perfect blacks or pixel densities. He wasn't even particularly good with electronics.
You've really taken to this, haven't you? Linus said, walking in on Nicholas painstakingly adjusting the gamma curve on her particularly finicky monitor. It's fascinating. Surprised by his unenthusiasm.
He wasn't just reviewing a monitor. He was sharing his love of displays with the world. And in that moment, he knew he was exactly where he was meant to be.
Wow.
He was simply a man captivated by the wonder of light. It's actually pretty good shit. Okay, but how many tokens? How many tokens per second?
40.1. I'm at 39.68.
Okay, so I actually get a little bit more performance.
Just a little bit.
We're about to ratchet this up a notch by switching over to Q8_0. This theoretically will not fit in Plouffe's VRAM, which doesn't mean he can't run it.
Yep.
It just means that it's going to spill out into system memory, which should result in markedly different performance.
Yeah. Test prompt.
Really?
Yes. I want to see what it does.
Fine. He smiled. He still loved wood. Still enjoyed the satisfaction of creating something tangible.
That's
with
true.
his own
I do.
hands.
Yours is done though. Look at how even the test prompt.
Whoa, this is a much larger model though. So theoretically, the quality of its responses should be greater. I can't believe how much faster that ran on mine.
Right?
Your system memory usage is
20
huge.
gigs. Yeah.
So total 40 gigs, and I'm using a total of about 45. But most of that, 33 gigs of it, is my GPU. So this model simply wouldn't fit in any consumer GPU, including the 5090.
Okay, that was a test prompt. Let's try one more actual prompt.
Okay,
now.
should we try one of our previous prompts just to see
Sure.
if the quality is a little bit better?
Sure, let's.
I want to know if it knows who the fuck Nicholas Plouffe is and whether he owns a display or not.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, yours is spitting out like lines while mine is going word by word.
Some of this, where is it getting the woodworking stuff from?
I don't know. I do know some woodworking, but that's like a high school skill. That is not, I've never owned a woodworking shop.
Okay, here's Nicholas's display wall. It has an actual reference.
It's not available.
It's just making
They're
this
making
stuff
fake
up.
links. It's done, but it's like tiny by comparison. Let's see your prompt. So yours is way more detailed than mine too. Look, I have like a little bit. It's similar, and it, specifically, he upgraded to a Samsung Odyssey Neo G9. I did not do that.
No, but that was an actual thing we made a video about.
It was, yep.
Do you want to see if that YouTube link is an actual video this time?
No, it's not.
No. Response tokens per second, 26.5.
4.76.
Literally 5 times the performance. It's still AI gobbledygook, but
It's doing it way faster.
way faster.
Okay, you want to try image generation?
What do you want to start with?
YouTube host owning or fixing a computer. Oh, there goes your card.
All right, she's going.
So what do you do with this after? Do you keep it? That's what you can use to upgrade from your 3080. You don't need a 5090.
Okay.
You can use a 48 gig 4090. You'll have even more VRAM.
I don't need more VRAM. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail later, but more VRAM is not necessarily more better for especially certain workloads.
Yours is going faster, I'll tell you that much.
Not that much faster.
No, that thing screams though.
Okay, how's my VRAM use? So, wow, I am using 33 gigs of VRAM though. You're at,
I'm not.
wow, like 12. It's not even using everything you have.
Yeah.
What's interesting is mine is using the same amount of system memory as you too though.
Yeah, I'm using a little bit more. I'm using like...
Yeah, hold on, maybe I left some Olama stuff open in the back. This is weird. Our performance is about the same, which makes sense because our parameters are all the same and we shouldn't be using more than the amount of memory that we both have, but my RAM use is way higher than his. Well, these are fun.
Sure.
That monitor looks like Apple designed it.
And it's backwards for, like, the stand is going into the screen. I love AI. It's so good. I like how devious this guy looks. Look at him go.
This one's not bad, other than that mouse would not fit any human hand. It might fit this guy's hand.
His fingers, though.
Oh, yeah.
He's got an extra finger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I like how I got a cartoon.
Oh, that's cool.
You didn't.
Yeah, what's up with that? Look at this guy's keyboard. I want that keyboard.
Okay.
And a wireless microphone.
Yeah, what? He's even got the flip down mic on the side.
Dude, it even has a YouTube logo in the background.
Oh my God.
That's wild.
I don't like it. Okay, let's try doing a higher batch size though, because maybe when we're doing the same batch size, it's fine. But let's go up to like 16.
Hold on, I want to see if there's a good one. This one's pretty good.
That one's not bad.
I could believe that there's a funky display that has like the power supply coming off the back like this or something.
His fingers are crossed, weirdly.
Yeah, he's missing one, I think.
Yeah.
But overall, if you just like threw this in the marketing collateral for something,
not many people would notice right away.
No, that's pretty wild. And this headset looks pretty sick.
Yeah, the nice like pink purple.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, he's missing a watch strap.
Yeah, it's his skin. That's the new wearable. His finger is coming out of the computer, and it's backwards. I don't know why the displays are backwards. I don't like it. I'm gonna hit. Okay, your machine is still like really upset at you.
Yeah, I think I might just restart real quick.
Did you hit run again or something?
No.
Because your case sampler is still going. I bet you hit run again by accident. What'd you do?
I clicked it a few times.
Oh my God.
So this is interesting though, because I managed to output at the same time as you.
Yeah.
Here we go. We've got Comfy UI with a stable diffusion checkpoint loaded up. Let's give it a simple prompt. YouTube host fixing a computer. Why don't we start with two in our batch size.
Wait. Let's also put a couple of negative notes. I'm gonna assume it's something you don't want, so blonde hair. I'm gonna say blonde hair.
Okay, no blonde hair.
Okay.
And we're just doing 2?
Yeah, let's do 2.
Okay.
And run. Only click it once.
I only clicked it once. Dude, my memory is at 26 gigs.
Mine started way before yours too. Yeah, mine is not.
Why is your memory usage so low?
I don't know.
We're getting about the same performance.
Yeah, I'm gonna check Task Manager instead of just GPU-Z.
Oh wait, yeah, it says 24 gigs now.
Oh, it does? Okay, maybe it just had to spool up, I guess.
Hey, how did we end up with the same dude?
He totally is.
Dude, mine is actually pretty convincing.
I think yours is better. His fingers look wonky on the left hand.
Yeah.
They're like long. But otherwise, it's like pretty convincing. It's a better mic than mine.
This guy is psyched to have the world's skinniest display.
I want that. What? It's like a tiny little bar?
That's actually super cool. But we weren't expecting there to be a difference generating just 2 images. Let's increase our batch size to 16.
Cats destroying a supermarket.
Black cats, no black cats.
Oh, black cats.
Bad luck. I am using 42 gigs of VRAM, and you simply do not have 42 gigs of VRAM. So your system memory usage is way higher.
Yeah, how much is yours? Oh yeah, you're barely using it.
Yeah.
That's like normal system usage for what we're doing. It's about 8 gig.
It's all just running on the GPU, which is what you want. And you can actually see in the progress bar.
Oh yeah, you actually have progress. I don't even have a progress bar yet. Okay, I promise you I hit run. I'm not gonna press it again. Yeah, it's still at like 23.5 gigs out of 24. And 3D is like fully busy. So it's trying. It's just taking a hot minute. It's not even progressing yet. So imagine if you had like 8 of these 48 gig 4090s set up in a giant like mining rig essentially.
Yeah.
And then was just like, make me images of this stuff or generate a prompt or write me stories so I can sell romance novels on Amazon. and then generate the covers for them. Wow, look at my progress bar. There's like nothing.
Yeah, you're getting crushed.
Yours is
dude.
like done already, and I've got like 10%, not even.
To be clear, we're both running the same model, so the actual quality of the output is going to be the same.
Yeah, mine's just taking way longer.
It's just the timing. Yeah, I can see why people are after these things.
Right?
And with how little it actually costs to buy memory,
Yes.
right? Like you can see on DRAM Exchange, we don't actually have spot pricing for GDDR6X,
Yep.
but GDDR6 is like what? $1.80 per gigabyte or something like that?
$290 per gigabyte.
So even if it's double that, we're talking a few $100 worth of additional memory when they remanufacture these cards.
Yeah.
Plus the PCB and power delivery and all that.
I'm like stuck. It's yours is gonna finish and mine's gonna be nowhere close.
And the fact that this is so accessible, that just like,
Like you can literally just buy one of these and throw it in your computer. This
and
didn't
then
need
do this.
It didn't need proprietary connections. It didn't have a special power spikes. It's just a 450 watt 4090. I mean, just like mining, anyone can start like tooling around with AI.
Yeah. You know what not just anyone can do though?
What?
Take their AI generated images and turn them into a real product. I am now teasing officially for the first time our leather jacket, which we're thinking we're gonna call the Jensen. Matthew chucked this in an AI prompt.
Yeah.
It was like, generate me a leather jacket. Dude, it is full of useless clips and buckles, pockets that aren't actually real. You may not have noticed this,
2 zippers.
but there are actually 2 zippers in the front. We did have to make some tweaks to make it actually wearable, but this is as close to an AI generated jacket as you will actually be able to buy in person.
You look like one of the anime characters that's got like 6 belts on.
I know, right? Legitimately, actually, it looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty cool. It looks good. The only thing I would change is the dumb middles.
No. It's a feature. See, look, you lose some weight.
Suddenly it fits better.
Boom, slim fit. The Jensen, coming soon to lttstore.com.
Man, yours is done and mine is nowhere close. I don't think this one's finishing, but that definitely made cats destroying supermarket with no black cats.
But what if you're not crazy about AI? In theory, cards like this with a ton of VRAM offer benefits in other workloads as well. So why don't we see if it can outperform our regular 4090 in something like this massive Adobe Premiere project for how to build a PC, the last guide you'll ever need. As it turns out, even a huge feature-length project like this one with 3 terabytes of footage on the timeline, still only using about 16 gigs of VRAM. So that's good news for me because it means I don't have to shell out for another dozen or so of these to chuck into our editing stations at the office. With that said, if you're working with a ton of layers, heavy VFX, or especially a lot of After Effects, it is possible that you could benefit from a card like this. What about Blender? What's the deal with this donut?
It's really high poly. I asked a friend for a donut.
Oh,
It's like 2.1 gigs. Most files that you're gonna get on Blender for free are like 300 megs at most.
Oh, I see.
So it's gonna be really hard for us to actually max out the VRAM. But even with the 2.1 gig donut, even copying it, multiplying it a bunch, it's
kind of the same
Yeah.
on both systems.
It might be a different story if we had like a bunch of shaders running and texture packs and stuff. But at least just with polys, even in Blender, you're probably better off just doubling your actual system memory.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Finally, games. I guess we kind of spoiled this before, but I didn't actually get to play on it when we recorded those benchmarks, so I want to see how much VRAM this will actually use. Worst case scenario. Okay, frame gen, ray tracing, here we go. Maximum memory used about 14 and a half gigs. So in conclusion, benchmarks are like onions. Rather, they're like hips. They don't lie. So don't buy one of these for gaming, but maybe consider one if you're looking for a bit of extra oomph in your productivity tasks that benefit from it, or especially AI. I can't guarantee that it'll make a difference for every workload you have, and I can't even guarantee that it'll be reliable. Who knows? You know, these lobotomized 4090s that then get reassembled and shipped to you. Good luck, everybody. And good luck to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. The best defense against cyber threats isn't always the latest and greatest security software, although ThreatLocker has that area covered too. Sometimes a little extra knowledge goes a long way. That's why they're currently hosting a 100% free webinar series that is all about how to arm yourself with tips, tricks, and tools that will help secure your IT environment. Over 100 days, you will learn in depth about how to properly configure devices and cloud environments, how to strengthen application security, how to build a rapid and effective incident response plan, and so much more. Each session will give you practical, step-by-step advice to help protect your business, no matter if you're inheriting an environment or starting one from scratch. So don't wait. Sign up for free using our link in the description to catch up on any previous sessions and to make sure that you are enrolled for the next one. If you guys enjoyed this video, why not check out the time we showed how to work around NVIDIA's restrictions and game on one of their mining cards back in the day. That was pretty cool.